reach 3,000 fucking people. No, 700. So it's it. So I don't have a fucking card, so this is gonna be under my fucking money.
What are you talking about? What are you trying to order and buy?
I can't order and buy shit. I need to find out if that card's there. I set up something with Levi's card for ads. I think that's the only way I can set up the fucking ad manager. Fuck. So I need to be able to fucking log into the email right now. Not that it's really gonna do me good, but I can't fucking.
Yeah, so what do you think of Scott?
I have no idea, man.
I mean, like today he's MIA.
He seems like he's doing a job, I guess, as far as the videos, but I mean, I don't have time to do all that shit. I don't have time to monitor the marketing. I don't have time to do that. But if you're not gonna fucking show up, I don't know. I'll tell you. I mean, I don't know how he's doing on the backside of the end of that, but you can get anybody to fucking do videos, really. I mean, it's not like it's fucking rocket science. If he's not gonna show up.
I told him that the canvassers were off today. And then he sent me a message and he said, private message, and he goes, I was going to go out with the canvassers out in the field today, and I was going to have Ernest come in and do, the training with Chase Tyler and shit. He goes, but I don't have any of their numbers to get a hold of them. So I replied back. I forwarded the email I sent to you to get the emails and shit sent out. And I replied back, I go check your email, I just sent it. That was the last I heard from him.
Yeah, I mean,
He didn't respond back to that. Obviously Ernest showed up and he's like, no, you never told me nothing.
I
I
never
just came in like
besides
whatever.
that, I mean, quite honestly, if you're, he's the one that talked to the kid, right? Hired him. Got him to fill out his app.
Yeah, I mean,
He's got his information. He talked to him.
the supervisor, he should put that into his phone.
And if he's saying he doesn't have his information, his phone number, he texted him the whole time. So he still has his text. Shit. Not that fucking.
No, I set up one of them. No, I think I set both of them up. So
That's what I'm saying. Anyone that would hire or whatever, you gotta start using this fucking HR shit that you got. Fucking put the fucking information in there. That way there ain't no fucking questions. Log into the shit. There's the HR bullshit. Obviously we get whoever's got access to it can see the people that work here with their fucking information. So
how many more fucking signatures do we need?
signatures for what? Well, it's Matt. Yeah, that would be helpful for sure. I haven't even gotten into my email yet. I'm scrambling right now for right. No worries. Yeah, I'll get on it sometime today at this point. I'll get a chance to take a look at it and delve into it. All right, thank you. Bye. She's a little bitch.
Who's the guy who told you to go see?
This is February 6th. Well, we're not going to need them. We'll need them right now. Alright, how much is this? What the fuck?
Don't be
I just want to count things. What is it?
just better get paid for NWA. One day I was walking by. I don't give a fuck about the night. I walked it off. Fuck you too, bitch. Call the cops.
Is this too long?
We went out and planted food. Found the day. Come on, the news.
Let's go see.
What's up?
Oh, I'm talking to myself too much, man. Sorry about that. Ah. Come here, let's see if we can find a sample here. Okay, so there's the shingle. We're going to put on 3 feet ice and water shield. That's code. They're going to put a felt paper. Now, maybe he's going to come out and they'll tell you, hey, I'm going to put ridge vent. This stuff comes in a roll, okay? They cut the ridge open. This rolls out, goes over the top. Then you take your cap and put it over the top so it's nice and decorative. Okay, this is ridge vent. If you're talking about somebody that needs edge vent, you know, you have to put edge vent on the job. The edge vent goes on, then your felt paper. He's going to give you a ridge vent. You can see this stuff. It's corrugated plastic. The only thing is, you can feel that it crushes pretty easy.
Yeah, one step on the roof.
Yeah, you can't, don't walk on it, okay? With this stuff, if you were to go online and look up ridge vent, and like I told you earlier, the only time I say go online is when I'm talking about this stuff. Because what you're going to see is a 50-50 split. You're going to see people that say, oh my gosh, I hate ridge vent, it causes nothing but problems. And then you're going to see the other people that say, oh my gosh, ridge vent's awesome, it saved me a lot of money in my heating and cooling costs. Okay, the people that are complaining about ridge vent is this one right here. Because as you can see, even if it's got a cap on it and it's raining real hard, usually when it rains here in Michigan, it's accompanied by a little bit of rain, right? Well, with that wind, you know, it can actually blow that water through this material into the house, therefore causing a leak.
Now, what does this remind you of? Does this remind you of anything? Yeah, like a furnace filter, right? Usually you'll hear a drill pad or a furnace filter. And sometimes you gotta feed them. You know, maybe a furnace filter. Oh yeah. Okay. What do we gotta do with filters? Clean them, change them. Okay. So here we're gonna put this on your roof. But guess what? I don't care because it's only gonna last you 10 to 15 years anyway. If you look at the bottom of this, what do you see on the edge?
Looks like filter.
Well, it's a filter.
Yeah.
Again, another filter. Clean them, change them. Okay.
Can I see your ridge vent, sir?
Right here.
I want to see yours. The one that you're going to install. It's right there. It's got a filter.
Huh?
It's got a filter.
It does.
Aren't I going to have to clean that?
Oh.
How come I got to clean that one but not that one?
Well, because
Special.
my Lamanco doesn't have a filter.
Oh. Not at all?
No, sir.
Oh, that's good.
What do we got to do with filters?
You got to clean those.
And change them, right?
Yeah.
Is that what you want on your house? Product you got to maintain?
What would that cost me?
Well, I don't know. I'll get to that in a minute.
No, I want something to cost me to come out every 10 years, change my ridge vent.
Yeah, like, that's a maintenance program.
Yeah.
We'll put you on our maintenance program.
I'll be office, ask for Dale, he'll take care of it. He'll come out personally, clean it out for you. He's got all kinds of resources. He got 20 people who works for him. Yeah, I was just wondering if we were gonna, I know an air vent has one, a filter.
Oh yeah, they all do.
Exactly.
Even the ones Corning one does.
Yeah, exactly. So I was wondering when I started sitting there thinking, I'm going, okay, what are we putting on? I did not realize Lomanco did not have a filter. So it's a good thing to ask the Lomanco guy when he gets here, because we're gonna have a Lomanco training.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it that they feel that their product doesn't need a filter and everybody else does?
Well, what's the filter for?
To stop any insects from getting in?
Okay, I can appreciate that. But let me ask you,
Yes.
roof temperatures that, can reach 150 degrees, you think the insects are hanging out at the ridge?
All the time they're hanging out in the gut. All they do is get in and get to the low point.
Oh, okay.
Don't you agree?
Quite possible.
Yeah.
But you know what? If they're getting in through these little holes, they'll get in anywhere, won't they?
Yeah, that's true. I'm just curious why your product doesn't have a filter. Would the filter make it better?
No, because filters clog.
No.
I gotta clean them, I gotta change them. Again, we're talking about filters. Any other questions, smart guy?
No, I'm being.
No, I know you.
I'm doing it so he.
I-
I'm not doing it because I'm trying to be a smart ass.
No, I know you're not. But I gotta fuck with you, Dale. That's why this,
Yeah.
here's the,
Snow Country,
no, this is,
Lomanco's upgraded.
no, this is, Owens Corning's.
I myself, if you look at that versus this,
Mm-hmm.
so insects are going to get in here. There's no doubt about it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, bees.
Nope, they're not gonna, would you build a nest in an oven?
Depends. If I'm pregnant and I want my children to stay warm, I might.
Nobody's ever fucking,
You never fucked a bee?
yeah.
Alright. I
For
learned
sure.
something today.
For
See,
sure.
as long as I get up every morning and I learn one thing,
Then you're fucking good to go.
I'm good to go. No,
It was a good
seriously.
day.
Trying to figure out why they don't have a filter in here.
Because it's in that roll, and if, as you unroll it, that thing would probably just all come undone.
Yeah, but there's got to be a benefit to it.
Half of the time, they don't have it.
There's got to be a benefit to it. So that's a good question to ask the guy when he gets here. Is your filter's the only one out there that doesn't have a filter, from what we can tell. Why is it?
It costs more money.
Okay, but does it affect the performance?
Of course.
Okay, so then how come
Keeps
this?
it better.
See, I probably shouldn't come to this. Okay, then how come this only gives me 11 NFA per foot, and the other one's giving me 18, and they've got filters?
Because,
Piece of shit.
because that's a
Be
low
using-
profile.
I've not heard of that.
It's low profile. They have a thicker one, I believe.
Okay, I gotta look this up because I think I'm quoting this stuff at.
It's because that's gunnable.
I'm looking at this as
It's got to be gunnable.
18 per foot. Do we know how many NFA this actually
I
does?
think it is a little bit shorter. I think it's a little bit
I think
less.
it's 11. It's either 11 or 18 usually. So.
Oh,
boy,
well here, I'll tell you what, right, I got it right here. Hang
I
on.
gotta remember that because
I got it right
when
here.
I'm doing my calculations for Ridgevent and it's close, I really gotta stay away from it. Because if I'm figuring it at 18.
Yeah, but you can't be doing a baiter and a switcher.
Okay, but let me ask you a question.
7.
Huh?
7.
Is this
No.
what we would use on a platinum?
Yeah.
But even though it's not
You're only
always
required,
Yeah.
you're only required
We
to
only
do
need
5
a few,
components.
few components.
So let me ask you a question. It says 7? No way. Because here's my problem with this. I'm teaching 18, 9, and 9.
Yes, you are.
And if it's not that way, I'm not gonna teach it that way. Maybe we're using it wrong.
That, you know what? I myself personally,
I'm an air
I would,
guy.
so was I. And I pitched the air vent.
I was just told that, yeah, ask him, I think he's in Carlos.
Things that are bigger are better, wouldn't you think?
And then if push come to shove, I'll
And
have
the
to
other-
sit at my desk
I
and
don't
I'll
know.
sit at Crystal's desk and call it a day.
That's interesting, because,
Okay.
did not realize that we're putting on a ridge vent that only does 11. So if we put ridge vent on the top and edge vent on both sides of a straight gable roof, oh, it'll still be good, because our intake exceeds our exhaust. It'll still be good.
And see, actually, Lamanco doesn't have a filter, they have a screen.
Well, screaming at it gonna help.
Can-
Hey! Oh, you said
Start
scream?
it up. Screen.
Oh!
What the hell happened to the?
Your flyer for your Lamanco
You got all
roll vent?
Oh, here it is, there, yeah.
Does it say Lamanco? Hold on, this doesn't say Lamanco on it
The
anyway.
LOR,
You know that?
it doesn't?
Yeah.
So,
Cut
2 coils of 1 3/4 nails provided.
line. NFA. Net free air.
Yeah, see, it's on the, there's a picture of the roll, there's nothing on there. And if you go down at the bottom, you'll find your net free air on it.
Well, it just tells you how many you need. Doesn't tell-
Well, then you just gotta do a reverse calculation, right? If you got
I
1,000
don't know how to
square feet.
calculate nothing. What, you think I'm smart?
Dick.
Why wouldn't they? You know why they're not giving it? It is logic. You're selling an
LOR
inferior
30.
product.
For 1,000, so for 1,000 square foot of intake, you need 22 feet. So that's what, 22?
You do 1,000? 1,000 divided by 22. Who's got a calculator?
Okay, so that's 1,000 square feet, you need 22 feet.
45. That's double.
You need 22 feet of the Lamanco. If you got
1,000 square foot.
1,000 square feet,
Okay, so 1,000 divided by,
4.
no, because you can't go there, because it won't give you an accurate, it won't give you close, it'll give you more.
Well, that's,
Divided by, alright, I'll do divided by. 0.004. 1.
how many feet do you
divided
need
by
for the 19?
4
It's
is
250.
250. And you said
Divided by,
20
well, divide by
22.
18, divide by 18, how many feet you need?
11.
You need 11 feet, so you need 22, so this
No,
is.
it's 11 feet, it's 11 per foot. I just did it.
Okay.
It's 11 per foot. You know what? The other guy was just here, gave me one that was 18 per foot. What would it cost me to?
We don't get into that conversation.
Well,
We
I
just
I'm
talk
the
about
customer.
balance.
I know. Okay. So you're selling the fact that it doesn't have a filter as being a better product.
And since this one leaks when it rains, because there's no stop in the rain when it's blowing and it's going
How
up the
come it
roof and
doesn't
down
leak?
into the, well, because of the interior baffles,
I mean, the exterior baffle?
the interior baffles.
What about the exterior baffle?
This one doesn't have it, it doesn't need it.
Sure.
It just goes flat to the roof, and it stops any rain from
Doesn't
coming
go up
in.
as high.
And if it does come in there and get in, it's got all these baffles to stop it from, water from getting in. Your customers have no idea what we're talking about.
I don't want water in my house.
You know what you're talking
I'm
about
being
and trying to be
devil's
dumb.
advocate. No, no, no. I'm
And trying to be dumb.
I'm teaching him what he's gonna find out when he gets
Well, I know,
out.
but I'm just saying, but you're
Right.
trying to be
No, they
dumb.
don't ask any questions like that, though.
They typically
You're
don't
full
get
of
into
shit.
that. They typically don't get into that. If we don't put that
You
information out there,
talk about it.
So they don't even say you're giving me a, they've already met with 2 people, you're there, you're gonna
Nobody talks about any of that. So yeah, if they've had any other estimates, if they've talked about ventilation at all, they're lucky.
yeah.
We keep it simple and stupid and just say you gotta have
I need to go
intake,
back in the
you gotta have exhaust, it's gotta flow. Keep it simple and stupid.
If I get enough- if I
If you
get-
start talking about net air free space and this and that per square inch, whoosh, they don't give two flying fucks.
I talk
This
more
is
about
gonna work,
this.
and that's why we can guarantee it. This one's not gonna work, and that's why we can't.
Okay.
I talk more about this than I do this.
Well, I'm sure you do. You're talking that down.
Right. So this comes in a roll very much the same way. The difference is this you can't walk on. This, if the guy steps on it, you can see you got these reinforcements here, but these reinforcements also act as a baffle so that the water can't get through. Throw that away. Throw that away.
No, this is a filter.
That's a filter.
Ah, we got this really special gutter cover that's got a filter. Filter? Do I have to clean that filter? You do throw
No,
it
you
away?
don't want the filter. We've got filters in that bag. You want a filter? What do you gotta do with filters, folks? Clean them, change them. Is that the type of product you want in your house? How much are you willing to spend on a product that doesn't fit your needs?
Nothing. What is your training cost?
My training cost?
Yeah, what is it? Do we pay these guys to come in for training?
Yeah.
Yeah, you lucky. Where's the other two guys?
Well, the one didn't show up after the interview, which I kind of had a feeling he wasn't going to make it. And then the other one who came in and spent the first day with us, he was a little flustered because he was like, oh man, I'm trying to memorize this stuff. Oh, don't worry, just practice. It'll come, it'll come, it'll come. He gave no indication that he was not going to be here the next day.
And then Joe.
And didn't show up.
He's not expecting a
Young
check, is
kid,
he?
young kid. I hope so, because when he comes in here, we're going to say, fuck
Laugh at
off.
him. and go, ah, what training? Here, tell me what you learned.
Rock solid's been around for almost 20 years. So yeah. Okay, so here's this. The only time I bring this stuff out is if I'm gonna be pitching ridge vent and edge vent. Otherwise, it's just ice and water shield, this, and they're gonna put the shingles on. Okay. Now this is Oak Ridge. Yeah, I couldn't find the. And I could have swore there was a box of the duration that we just got them.
Yeah. Did you look through all of them out there? Did you look in the warehouse?
No, I
I
didn't.
threw a couple boxes back there one day.
Did ya? I'm sure I could probably find one somewhere around the show. The show. Home. I can go do it if you want. So this is basically our builder grade shingle. Now the thing with Owens Corning, Owens Corning actually uses a higher grade asphalt. Okay, the better the asphalt, the more flexible it is. Obviously here in Michigan, we go through the hot hots and the cold colds. In the summertime it could be 100-some degrees, just like down in Texas. And then 6 months later, we could be like Alaska, right? Where you don't even want to go out to your mailbox to get the mail, it's so cold. Okay, so we go through those extremes, but it's not the extremes that actually break down the shingle. Believe it or not, it's the spring and the fall. And the reason is because you had that nice fall day, right? It's 50 degrees out, what a beautiful day. Okay, but at night it goes down below freezing. And then the sun comes out the next day, and that cycle happens all over again. Well, because when things get hot and cold, they expand and contract, right? Well, that's what can break a shingle down. And the higher grade of asphalt that's used in a shingle allows that shingle more flexibility. And that's why it's designed to last longer. If you notice, on this one, it's a 250-pound shingle, okay? When we look on the back of these, again, this isn't a conversation I always get into, but if it does happen, sometimes the customer will ask you, see, this one's 240, this one's 250, this one's 300. The Oak Ridge shingle is about 215. Okay, the duration's about 220. Okay, why are they so much thinner? They're really not in this perspective of things. If you held them together, you probably wouldn't even see the difference. The way they weigh a shingle is per square. So they take the amount of shingles that it takes to cover a 10 by 10 area, and they weigh it. Okay, so this weighs 250, 40 pounds per square, whereas this one only weighs 220.